Arvada City Council meeting for October 2nd, 2023, and call upon Councilmember Lauren Simpson.
Please join me in a moment of silent reflection. And now please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kristen Rush, if you'll do the roll call.
Mayor Williams.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Jones.
Here.
Councilmember Foray.
Here.
Councilmember Pfeiffer.
Here.
Councilmember Marriott.
Here.
Councilmember Mormon.
Here.
Councilmember Simpson.
Here.
Next, we have the minutes of September 11th, September 18th. Any changes or corrections? Seeing no requests, they will stand approved as presented. We'll be moving now directly to public comment, and I have 3 individuals that signed up. Public comment's an opportunity for you to come before City Council to give us your input, your thoughts on matters. It's not a time for us to get into debate with you or anything of that nature. It's an opportunity for you to talk to us, tell us what's on your mind, and for us to listen attentively, which we will do. If you're raising specific issues where you're looking for a response from us, there's no signs in the council chambers. You'll have to put that sign down. So, sorry for that editorial comment. But anyway, the first on to talk tonight, and if we do need to get back to you, someone, that's why we have you do these sign-up sheets so we can get back to you. So Lynn Clemens.
I'm Lynn Clemens, president of the Westwood Villas HOA. Thank you for letting me speak tonight. I'm here to talk about the ever-increasing traffic on McIntyre Street. Last week, I sent an email to Jefferson County and copied Rob Smentana and Ms. Mezzador from Arvada Traffic. This email was regarding a violation of Jeffco's own traffic codes. Jeffco has raised the speed limit on McIntyre Street from 40 to now 45 miles per hour, going north from 52nd to north from 52nd and McIntyre. In Jeffco, McIntyre Street has been designated a minor arterial roadway. That's how it was constructed when the road was recently redone a couple of years ago. This increased speed has created an ever bigger issue for vehicles trying to enter McIntyre from West 63rd Avenue, which is the cross street of my condo community. I've had no response to my very concerned email about this issue from Jefferson County. So why am I here? What can Arvada do? Please place a solar speed limit sign just north of 60th to alert drivers of the reduced speed, which is 35 in Arvada, which is approaching my intersection. This may slow vehicles down as they are coming down a hill and around a blind curve approaching West 63rd Avenue. Also, please contact Kelly Dunn at Jeffco and find out what is going on and why they are not following their own traffic rules. I'm not getting any answers, so maybe the city of Arvada will. And then if you do, please let me know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Dean Maltese.
Hi, my name's Dean Maltese. I'm an Arvada native. I live like 300 yards from here. Every morning, my wife and I walk through town, and it's getting so bad. It's not my job to remove homeless people. They're sleeping in every business entryway on Grandview. They're sleeping under the statue at the Elks. They're creeping into my neighborhood. Every day I see dangerous people. My wife's afraid to walk through town. All the women in my neighborhood are afraid to walk through town. This has been going on way too long. I mean, I've seen this town change. You put all that money into Old Town, and now you're going to let homeless people, drug addicts, criminals coming from south of the border now. I see them every day. I kick them out of there. They have tattoos on their faces. That means that they're gangsters. This is a serious problem. I have to call the cops. I know half of them. And they all tell me the same thing. We can't do anything. We can't do anything. Why can't they enforce our laws to protect our people instead of defending these criminal animals? Because I see them crapping. I see their needles. Yesterday, a guy pulled a knife this big on me, and it took me 10 minutes chasing him down till these two great officers here arrested the guy only because he had some kind of felony or something, not because he pulled a knife on me. So this has got to stop. I'm not going to sit here. I'm a business owner. My wife's a business owner. I've been in business for 30 years in this town. My parents own businesses in this town. It's insane. And the people that don't live in this neighborhood don't see it, so they don't even know it's going on. But try going to Home Depot at 7 in the morning, as a female especially. There's a group of 20 guys over there wrestling around and fighting the other morning. I'm talking people straight across the border, and it's obvious. And our criminal governor bringing these people here, you guys have the authority, I would think, to at least enforce our own laws and keep them out of our downtown. Because, I mean, you can't even walk through town peacefully anymore without coming across this. The train station is awful. I've seen California gangsters in the restaurant over here come in, seat themselves, get drinks, and walk straight out and not pay. And everyone's too chicken shit to say anything about it. So, I mean, it's gotten way out of control. It's dangerous. I see people cracked out on drugs walking down my street. In the past, the cops would come get this guy. Now they just have to say, well, you just got to let him go so he can go rape somebody or something. It's bad. I work nights all the time. I come home at 2 in the morning. You wouldn't believe the stuff I see going on in Old Town, and where's the police? I've had it. You guys have a responsibility to protect and serve the people of this community, and I'm just asking for you to stand up and do that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I've got your information. Somebody will get back in contact with you. Allison Maltese.
Hi, I'm Allison Maltese. I'm Dean's wife. As you can tell, he's very passionate about what's going on in our community, and I agree with him. I just want to say thank you for hearing us and for your time. My concerns, obviously, parallel with his, but I'd like to express a few things about a topic too. We've had the privilege of living in Reno Park since 2007. So within 16 years, we've seen a lot change. We've seen the community grow. We've seen it thrive. We're super excited about all the new advances. But with that, with the roads expanding and everything else, what my concern is, sorry, I lost my place here. Within the roads expanding, a lot of the new homes that are being erected, along with the new additions to people's homes, as far as the primary residence, I think that's great. There are a lot of new apartment developments and townhomes from Ward Road all the way to Wadsworth, just to mention a few. I understand this is going to benefit the city, obviously with new tax revenue and other wonderful things that could benefit the city itself for advantage. What I find is difficult and disheartening is how to explain to my clients our current situation with our housing and homeless. I am a realtor with Sotheby's International Realty. The most important part of my business is to be upright and honest. Over 30% of my business is working with clients throughout our relocation network. Within that, I have clients who are very savvy. They do their homework, and they call me and they ask, so if I'm going to move into Arvada, I hear there's a homeless situation. I hear that there could be problems with the property values in the future. I hear all of this coming from people, and they haven't even moved here yet. They're hearing this through the grapevine, and it's just so disheartening to how to guide them. So my concern through all of this is, you know, we all want to live in a walkable community. We all want to be able to live in the benefits of our community, but the word is out. So How are we going to make our neighborhood, especially Reno Park, safe and preserve it? It is a wonderful little neighborhood. We don't want to be pushed out, but to be honest, I feel like we're being pushed out. And we've invested years into our homes, into everything that we do to our homes, into our community, and honestly, it's just very disheartening. So I'm here to voice myself and let you know that the value of our homes, I don't feel are going to increase. I feel them decreasing. And it's going to show over the next couple of years as this progression moves out of Denver into Arvada. It's very evident. It's happened over the last 6 months. And we see it every morning when we go for a walk. And then on a final note, I just want to praise these 2 officers along with the other officers in our community, because every time we have an issue, whether it's in our back alley or in our front yard or my neighbor's house, which we all have because of the homeless, they have been there compassionately and diligently working beside us and helping us with these encounters. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Katie Winter, I'll give you a special dispensation if you want to bring your sign up with you. I'll let you. This one time.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Katie Winter. I live in Arvada, and I'm here today to talk about good governance and great leadership. And I saved one of my favorite yard signs because I really thought we were going to use this thing again. I just want to say that, I do political campaign work. I've worked with a number of candidates, and there's a couple of secrets that what are you telling me, Lawrence? Am I not doing this right? Am I talking too loud? Well, I'm Italian. So there's something that people don't know about elected officials, and the most successful elected officials are the ones that are nonpartisan. They're the ones that don't let politics get in the way of great conversations and solving problems. And it's becoming a problem that we should really acknowledge, because partisan politics is seeping into every single thing. It's really horrible. I've seen some of the emails. You all have been here at public comment. It gets really hard sometimes. Not talking about you guys, that was beautiful. But there are some really horrible things that are said to public officials in person, in email, and it's just got to stop. It's not solving any problems. What solves problems is great leaders that actually work together. And I know that the way elections go right now, no one's going to believe it, but elected officials from other sides of the aisle actually talk to each other. And they actually talk to each other respectfully. And one of the things that we don't really value here in Arvada is we've had an amazing city council. We've had phenomenal, solid leadership that has really, our city has done pretty well. There are some other cities that wish they could be our council. And that's because we've had a mayor who's led the city, and you've made some very tough decisions, sir. Some people love you, some people hate you. It doesn't matter. You're here to make the best decisions for the city. And I saw this kind of leadership when I got the chance to work with David Jones on his re-election campaign 4 years ago, and I said, oh my gosh, this guy could be mayor. And his wife said, over my dead body. And I knew that, it was something really special to have somebody who, or do you remember that time, David? I don't think Lisa or Lauren or Randy were here, but there was a guy that came to public comment, and he was going to comment on something else, and then he said he ran into you in the King Soopers parking lot, and you stood there with your groceries in your hand for like 30 minutes and talked to him. And I remember being like, I didn't stage that. Like, this guy came out of nowhere and just popped up on the mic and was going to voice some concerns, and he just wanted to let the community know that you were real, and that the David Jones you meet is the David Jones you get. And that is something that I think everybody on this council and all of the people running for councils here and far got to really remember here, that you got to act whoever you are in person. You'll be that person on council, be that person in real life, and we'll be better off as a city if we have more leaders like David Jones and Mark Williams. And so I just think that, I'm watching the council races across the region get really, really uncivil and really partisan and really nasty, and I just don't think that's appropriate. I think that anyone in Arvada should vote, and I think you should research the candidates. These people are applying for a job, and you want them to lead you well, and you want to be proud of them and be happy to know them. So David Jones, I want to say thank you for the honor of getting to know you, and I'm sad. But I'm excited for Ann, because she gets to go have you for more hours. And Mark, again, thank you for your humble grace and servant leadership through all these years. Even though we've disagreed a lot, both of us have disagreed a lot, you've always kept it phenomenal, and I can't thank you enough for your leadership and service.
I guess I'll thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Do we have anybody else that would like to address City Council? We have no one on Zoom, so the first public comment portion is closed. We have a few items on the consent agenda. The first is a resolution authorizes an agreement by and between the City of Arvada and H&H Cattle Company for the lease of grazing land near the Blund Pioneer Recreational Space. Second is a resolution authorizing an agreement between the City of Arvada and Carollo Engineers, Inc., for final design and construction phase services related to the North Trunk Line sanitary sewer improvements in the amount not to exceed approximately $599,000 in the first year. The last consent agenda item is a resolution accepting a permanent water line easement from Kevin and Theodora Smith, 14803 West 72nd Avenue. Mr. Marriott?
Thank you, Your Honor. I move that consent agenda items R23-079, R23-082, and R23-083 all be approved.
Motions for approval. Votes are cast. That passes 7-0. Thank you. We have no resolutions. We do have 5 first readings. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move that Council Bill 23-025, an ordinance amending various sections of Section 102, Utilities of the Arvada City Code pertaining to water user rates and bi-monthly service charges. And Council Bill 23-026, an ordinance amending Sections 102-206 of Chapter 102, Utilities of the Arvada City Code pertaining to wastewater user rates and bi-monthly service charges, and Section 102-355 of Chapter 102, Utilities of the Arvada City Code pertaining to stormwater user rates. Number 3, Council Bill 23-027, an ordinance appropriating funds for fiscal year 2024. Item 4, Council Bill 23-028, an ordinance certifying the City of Arvada mill levy for 2023 for the Board of County Commissioners of Jefferson and Adams counties. And the final, Council Bill 23-029, an ordinance repealing and reenacting Chapter 7D, Personal Rules of the Arvada City Code, all be approved on first reading, ordered, published in full, and a public hearing set for October 16th, 2023 at 6:15 p.m.
Motions for approval on first reading. All votes are cast. That passes 7-0. Thank you. Next, we'll move on to public hearings. I'll open the public hearing on Council Bill 23-023, an ordinance vacating a parcel of right-of-way located at approximately Marshall Court and West 55th Place, City of Arvada, County of Jefferson, State of Colorado, for the Family Tree Affordable Housing Development. And Rob Spintana is going to give us the presentation on this.
Right, thank you. The applicant is requesting vacation of 2 right-of-ways, as you mentioned, to allow for the development of a 4-story, 85-unit residential building on approximately 1.7 acres. The City Council previously approved a conditional use to allow for the residential development in the mixed-use suburban zoning district, and a major modification to eliminate the private outdoor space during the September 11th business meeting. The Planning Commission did vote unanimously to recommend approval of the right-of-way vacation during their August 8th meeting. We have received the signed posting log and mailing affidavit, and they are in order. We don't have a formal presentation for you this evening. However, we do have some photos of the right-of-ways to be vacated if you'd like to take a look at those. But the applicant is here in attendance for any questions. And we also have members of our planning and engineering teams for any questions as well.
Very good. The posting log and mailing affidavit will be made part of the record. Anybody that's going to be testifying in this matter, if you'll raise your right hand. Swear affirm the testimony you're going to give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Very good. You may proceed with, is he going to make a presentation, or is we just...
Yeah, if you'd like, we've got some photos of the right-of-way, but no, there's no formal presentation tonight.
Let's see what we've got. This was the discussion for the adjacent owner, correct?
Yeah, I think there was a question at the previous meeting about whether access would still be preserved to the property to the south, which it will be.
Okay. And this is the extent of the photographs? Very good. Anything else you want to present to us on this? And since no one else has signed up to speak or wishes to speak, I'll close the public comment portion, open it up for city council questions or actions. Ms. Foray, you're first.
I'll make the motion if anyone else wants it.
Mr. Marriott may have a question, but then you've reserved the motion.
I do. I just have a quick question. Rob, in our material here, there's a blueprint that has kind of an aerial view and shows an L-shaped right-of-way. Is that actually two right-of-ways? Are we seeing them both when we see that L shape?
Yeah, it's, I forget, Marshall Court and,
Okay.
yeah, 55th, yeah.
So that's not one right-of-way, that's two, and those are the,
Yeah.
those are the two we're vacating.
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
thank you. That's all I have.
Ms. Foray?
Awesome. I move that CB 23-023, an ordinance vacating a parcel of right-of-way located at approximately Marshall Court and West 55th Place, City of Arvada, County of Jefferson, State of Colorado for the Family Tree Affordable Housing Development be approved on final reading numbered 4856 and ordered published by title only.
Motions for approval? All votes are cast. That passes 7-0. Thank you. Perhaps one of the easiest public hearings we've ever had. Next, I'll open the public hearing on Council Bill 23024, an ordinance amending Article 4, Engineering Code of Standards and Specifications of Chapter 78, Public Improvements of the Arvada City Code, thereby repealing the existing Engineering Code of Standards and Specifications for Design and Construction of Public Improvements dated July 26, 2022, and adopting a new code entitled Engineering Code of Standards and Specifications dated August 21st, 2023. And Jenny Wolfschlag, you're going to give us the lowdown on this one.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. In brief, this ordinance amends Article 4 of Chapter 78 of the City Code, specifically adopting revised Engineering Code of Standards and Specifications. You may remember us bringing forward new standards in July of last year, at which time we made significant revisions to our standards. At that time, we anticipated bringing forward minor revisions annually or biannually as needed, and this is why we're here today. Over the past year, we have received requests for clarifications or revisions from engineers, contractors, and suppliers. These include things like specifying C900 PVC pipe rather than just PVC pipe, clarifying the depth of tracer wire, truck loading requirements, as well as fixing grammatical errors and updating language to be more inclusive, such as removing the term manhole and replacing it with maintenance hole. These revisions have been reviewed by city staff and incorporated into these revised standards, and the Arvada team recommends that council approve this council bill.
Okay, is there any member of the public that would like to present any testimony on this matter? Seeing none, I'll close the public comment portion of the testimony and open it up for city council questions or actions. Mr. Pfeiffer, I believe you're first. Mr. Marriott, do you have a question? I do. Okay, you may ask. Are you just reserving the motion?
Yeah, reserve the motion. It's
okay.
Fine.
I have a couple questions, Ms. Wolfschlag. So couple questions that I have are, you mentioned, I think in your presentation, what some of the revisions are. I didn't see that in our material, so we didn't know what it was. But the question I would have is, and it sounds like from your presentation that we've at least engaged our customers or the people that these standards would regulate to get their input on them. Am I correct about that?
We have. We've engaged them really through the course of implementing the new standards and specs. So for the last year, we've been working with people as questions have arose or anything like that has come up.
Okay. And then have we used our building code advisory board or anything like that, any other city board or resource to look at these and evaluate, you know, do we need to do these or do we not?
So we have not used the Building Advisory Committee because they would rely more on building codes or have more input to our building codes specifically.
Okay. And then last thing, are these codes unique onto Arvada, or is there a code council that kind of produces these and we adopt standards from them, or how do these come about? Where do we get the stuff we work with?
So these codes are specific to Arvada. However, we reference a lot of other codes. We reference PROAG and ADA and Arvada, or American Water Works Association, and quite a few other national organizations, even CDOT, for a lot of our information. We try not to reinvent the wheel, and we try to use what is already being used in the Metro District if it works for us.
Okay. And do we have any, assurance that we're not causing undue hardship or cost or difficulties in complying with these codes compared to other places around the region where companies may also work?
So really, our code is in line with all the other jurisdictions in the metro area. And like I said, usually we refer to a lot of national standards or state standards in most of these criteria.
Okay. And if there was, if someone was fearful that this was causing, undue burden or hardship, you have some process by which they can make sure that's noted, and
Yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
can look at it and make sure we're remaining friendly place to do business with while we get the work done.
We do, and we have a variance process by which anyone could request a variance to the standards and specs for their project, and we see those occasionally, on project-specific items. We also have a request for information or a request for change process through the construction process. So if something comes in and it's exorbitantly expensive, for example, we could work with them to modify the design or change the design of something. So at the end of the day, this city engineer approves any design that's built. We try to build it to our standards and to the state and local and federal other standards as well, but we have the ability to deviate from those if necessary.
Okay, great, thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I move that Council Bill 23-024, an ordinance amending Article 4, Engineering Code of Standards and Specifications of Chapter 78, public improvements of the Arvada City Code, thereby repealing the existing Engineering Code of Standards and Specifications for design and construction of public improvement dated July 26, 2022, and adopting a new code titled Engineering Code of Standards and Specifications dated August 21st, 2023, be approved on final reading number 4857 and ordered published by title.
Mr. Marriott, did you wish to speak to the motion?
I did. I just want to make a comment. I'll be voting yes on this, and I think we're doing absolutely the right thing by doing these frequently rather than waiting a long time to update them. I do want to say that I'm glad we have some processes in place by which this won't always necessarily be adhered to strictly when it causes an undue hardship. I just want us to be cognizant, however, though, of in an ever-increasing regulatory environment, that we don't look only at our side, which is the regulatory side, and forget about the side that's trying to comply with the regulatory side, and that we always endeavor to make sure that we do good work, but that it's not too difficult to do, and that people can comply. So I think this is good work, and I certainly will be voting yes.
All votes are cast. That passes 7-0. Thank you all. That concludes our public hearings for tonight. We have a second opportunity for public comment where you can speak up to 5 minutes. Ms. Winter, you are barred from speaking any further tonight. Mr. Jones asked that I ask you back up to speak for another 5 minutes about how wonderful he is, but that's, I'll close that public comment portion then. City Council reports. Mr. Marriott.
Yeah, I just want to make one, I had announced this to my fellow council members earlier tonight, but just want to the public that I was appointed to the Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport Advisory Board this week for a 2-year term beginning here this fall.
Thank you for announcing that. Ms. Gillis?
Nothing for me.
Ms. Morris?
Nothing from me, Your Honor.
Very good. That was a nice, quick meeting. It looks like the one on the 16th is going to be a lot longer.